or at least I think we're live. We're almost there. I decided to do a video today instead of a recording, just because there's so much as far as price action. There we go. Yeah, so I thought that it would be good to just jump on a live stream, even though I never do these and wasn't announced or anything. So hopefully my audio is good. Hopefully a few of you guys jump on, even though I just announced it literally like 2 minutes ago. Let's see, do we have anyone all around? We got 3 watching, I think. That's good. 4. All right, so cool. So let's get going. A lot to cover. So I think everyone, if you're watching this, you kind of know what happened, what's going on. So I think the most important thing is what's next, right? What to do with all these crazy wicks everywhere. If you were leverage trading, you probably, hey, Lady Boss, what's up? Thanks for joining. If you're using leverage today, good chance that you either did really, really well or really, really poorly. I think it's really hard to go one way or the other. When that big green candle hit this morning, that basically hit everywhere, but it was basically turned out to be just a liquidity grab. Let's go look at it. Let's go to the BTC 4-hour. So we're talking about the God, you can barely see it now. I'm gonna have to go to a 1-hour. Yeah, there it is. So that candle right there, that one got me because I was basically short on Solana. I was short on SRM Serum, which really sucked because then I basically then had to go back in and try to recoup some of what I lost, but I lost quite a bit on that one. So if I would have been had a much smaller position, it would have worked out much better for me. So the end result was the same, but the profits definitely were not. And it actually ended up doing a lot better on the way down than that crazy little liquidity grab. So yeah, thanks, Lady Boss. Thank you for joining. And yes, trying to do more of these live ones. It's just hard to like make that happen. So yeah, so let me know there's a certain chart you want me to go over, and hopefully we got about 6 people watching. So you guys, thanks for joining, and B, let me know if there's a certain chart that you want me to cover. But I mean, it's really, really tough as far as next steps, right? Because everyone says, well, just buy the dip. So yeah, it's easier said than done. But if we look at BTC right here on the 1 day, there's one bright spot. We're not going to have to hear all those Twitter accounts go on and on and on about how they called the bottom correctly, right? And I won't have to have this conversation again. Thank God. I think I've had it every time I'm on some kind of live show or on something. There's a conversation to be had. I know when I was with Alex and with your bonks and with Austin. The previous week, we had a couple people in the chat going on and on about how their TA showed that we already found the bottom, and I just said it's impossible to find the bottom right now based on TA. It's just ego talking. We don't know. There's not enough data. So sure enough, they were wrong. And if they would have been right, it still would have been just luck. I mean, so at the end of the day, clearly we found a new bottom, and the structure just looks awful. Everything looks awful. The macro looks awful, and the fundamentals of what's happening with FTT, with Alameda, it's just not good at all. So CC's been doing things right from the start, and he pretty much set up the blueprint for how to do things. SPF did things his way, and look how it worked out. So as far as next steps for me, I mean, I think the short term, I think we're going to get a bounce. I think we're going to bounce. This candle right here looks a lot like the candle from the previous low of June 18th, which we've talked about a million times. So if you look at this candle on the daily, it looks a lot like it. So you have, the wick coming down, then you have the up thrust. And now let's see if we get that follow through. So if we get some of that follow through, which I think we will, because midterms are tonight, and I think that the market's going to react very favorably to Republicans taking for sure the House, and they're probably going to take the Senate too. So whenever you have one party has the Senate and the House, and the other party has the presidential side of it locked up, usually have gridlock, and gridlock is good for markets. So I think that's going to be something that's perceived very well for the market. And I do expect that follow-up candle. So short term, I'm actually a little bit bullish, but there's a huge but of what to do in regards to what's happening right here. because this is going to affect everything. And I have no idea to what extent. So the issues with Alameda could be a lot worse than we think. The issues with FTT, there is a lot of different assets that they were affecting. Twitter, I think, showed a few pictures of some of the assets that they were involved in. I mean, hell, MIM even depegged last night for a little bit because Alameda owns so much MIM. So the effects of this are gonna go on for a while, and it makes it really hard to get really aggressive with long positions because of that. So even though I think because of the midterms, we'll have some follow through like this candle right here, this big old green candle right here, from June 19th, right there, this one. I can't be totally confident, and I'm just gonna. I don't have any leveraged trades right now. Not a single one. Not on the short side or the long side, just because it seems kind of iffy. I am leaning bullish, real short term, but then after that, we still have to figure out the effects of it. And just real quick, as far as housekeeping, if you're looking to leverage trade or short crypto, check out my link on the description below. Great place to great way to support the channel by using my link. And Bitget is a really, really great platform. So anyways, so as far as Ethereum, I mean, it actually, well, this is the 1 hour. It's actually going to do pretty much the same as BTC. But one thing that I wanted to make very, very clear is that as long as you're underneath 1421, there's just no way that you can feel good about things. There's no way that you can be bullish in any way, shape, or form other than what I just talked about. So, with BTC, it's going to be under 19,900, 20,000. I have it here. I painted on this graph. I have a few different charts that I use for BTC. Here I have it at 20,030, but it's really like 19,900. I don't know what I was doing here. I think, oh yeah, because usually I chart that on the 4 hour. But as long as you're underneath that, I mean, it's just hard to be bullish. It's hard to feel comfortable, and it's a really, really tough spot. So, I'd be curious to see what you guys think. Let's see. What do you think about OPT3 chart? Well, let's check it out. OP3 chart. That's not OP, that's not Optimus. I'm not familiar with it. Here, let's go check it out. OPT3 chart. Optimus. I don't even know this asset. Wow, it's brand new. I mean, it's really hard to tell based on the fact that it's only been around for what, less than a month? Yeah. OPT3. Let's see, what is this? OPT3. Oh my gosh, it's tiny. Okay, so this is a tiny, tiny, tiny little. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. It's really hard to chart it because there's just so little data. But I mean, its market cap, its fully diluted market cap is only 20 million. No idea what the circulating supply is, so there's no market cap information. So that's weird. Polygon based. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about this asset. Never even heard of it, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it. And DeFi Dude project, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about this asset. I probably wouldn't touch it just because who knows what the bottom is. It's just so young, and it's only 20 million market cap, but the circulating supply is not announced. So I would find out what I would ask them. Maybe it's in their white paper or whatever. It's somewhere. What is the circulating supply? Because if it's super low, the circulating supply is like, I don't know, less than 10%, and that's going to put a ton of sell pressure on this asset. But maybe it's an amazing opportunity. Maybe it's an amazing find long term. I have no idea. But yeah, it's definitely one that I'll add to my charts. But right now, it's just too early to tell what's going to happen with this asset. I mean, it has jumped up quite a bit from its low. Wow, a lot, like almost 40%. But yeah, there's no telling here, no telling at all. So I would, if you're holding it, I would just hold it. I would just hold it already. I'm kind of curious. Are you holding it? If you're not holding it, you're thinking about buying it. I don't know. It's a pretty big risk, but God bless. Down here, people already made 40% return, which is huge, right? 40%. So yeah, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't sell it. But if I have it, I would just keep holding it and see what happens. But I try to find out what the circulating supply is. Yeah, but let me know if there's any other charts, guys. As far as I was tracking this asset, SRM, just because of the fact that, well, let's look at it. Alameda had stated that they had, I think either was it 2 billion or 4 billion of their assets were in Serum. And then I looked at the circulating supply and it was only at 3%. So circulating supply is at 3%. So fully diluted market cap is 5.5 billion. It was at almost 7 billion when I looked at it. And I thought, oh my God, this is such a joke. So I thought this is going to be a fantastic opportunity to short. And I think it's still going to be a fantastic opportunity to short despite all this. So whenever the dust settles, I still think that this will be a good asset to short. And look, Lady Boss, this asset, if you look at it just from right here, from maybe like early November, doesn't it look a lot like the asset you just showed me? Yeah, look at that. So, yeah. So if I'm stating here for SRM, no, I don't hold it. I just happen to see you guys talking about. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. So just how I'm stating that SRM is still looking, all sorts of bearish, and it's such a very similar structure to what we saw with this OPT3, then yeah, I probably wouldn't touch OP3 if you don't have it. Yeah, especially if you don't know what the circular supply is. That's all sorts of. That's actually kind of shady, right? They should be announcing that. But maybe they have, and CoinMarketCap just doesn't have the information yet. Who knows? I've seen that happen many, many times. But I will say this, Lady Boss, I do find it kind of odd that after this many days, what's that? Almost a month, they haven't announced the circulating supply. That's a bit of a red flag. Why not? Why haven't they announced that? Usually it takes CoinMarketCap just, maybe 24 hours to figure that out. So I already see red flags with that project. But we'll see. I'm kind of curious to see where it's going to be in a while, in a few months. All right, so back to SRM. I still think that when the dust settles, there'll be more shorting to do here. I really, really do, just because of the fundamentals behind it. But it's just so overbought right now. So like I said, I don't have any open trades right now. So I will wait to see how this settles. Maybe it comes back up at some point. If BTC rallies, this thing will rally too, especially because it got beat up so bad. But we're looking at a huge drawdown already. It's already dropped almost 40%. So not a good spot to short it right now. But I do think that if you look at, especially this piece right here, 3% circulating supply, right? And apply this to anything. I apply this to any asset that I look at. So circulating supply only 3%. Fully diluted market cap is already at 5.6 billion. And again, it's billion. Insane. Its market cap is only 146 million. I mean, all that. And then on top of that, they were one of the biggest assets for Alameda. Maybe I could find the tweet, but bottom line, I think that either, let's see, Alameda assets. It was either 2 billion or 4 billion of their assets were or maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember what number it was, but it was big, guys. It was big. It was big enough to make me just think, wow, I really need to short this thing. Yeah, I can't find it. I wish I would have saved that tweet. Yeah. So anyway, so we'll see how that all kind of pans out. But bottom line, it's a good one to watch in the weeks to come, because after a big run up, especially BTC does some of the things that I still think are very possible. I'm not saying they're going to happen. I'm just saying they're possible. Completely possible that we will see this go all the way down to 14K. So that's why I have this line, this vertical line right here. 14K is kind of where I see BTC very possibly going. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the low now, 17.2. Everyone was calling for a low at 17.5, 17.6, and maybe it was 17.2. We'll find out in time, but I do think it might take a while to develop. So let's look at some of the other ones. I've been tracking SNX. It was in a beautiful channel, and every time it touched down the channel, it was a nice time to take a long. it did not respect the channel, and just like everything else, just got beat to hell. And let's take a look at Aptos. Aptos is getting absolutely destroyed. Yeah, not good, not good at all. So Aptos, I still think that this is something that's probably going to be going back to kind of like the $3 to $4 range, and it's just based on their valuation from the jump and what I think the VCs will try to get out of it. So I still think that this is headed to $3 $4, and if BTC does some of the things that we think it can do, it's going to go down a lot lower. I am shocked that it already got down to 447, but I guess with all this craziness, shouldn't be too big of a shock. Luna Classic, again, I mean, we're just seeing it all over, right? Where you just see one ridiculous wick after another. Look at that, all the way down to 13,000. I thought that with Luna, we would see kind of like around 20,000. That would be kind of as low as we see it for a while, especially because it's starting to kind of maintain itself. And yeah, this just again showed again how weak it is, and so many of these assets, even CHC, right? CHZ, which should be, before today was pumping hard. It was almost at $30. They have a lot going on as far as with the World Cup. It's really helping them with the Soccer World Cup. With their partnerships with the World Cup, it seems to really be able to help out their price action. And I thought that this would be an asset that will probably do really well till the World Cup starts, maybe a little bit into the World Cup, and they'll be kind of a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. But now with what happened today, again, it's still looking really, really weak. I mean, it's trying on this 4-hour, it's trying to, kind of create some kind of follow through after this big long wick, but that's kind of a weak one. And the volume's not there either. Look at that volume on this 4-hour candle, on this green 4-hour candle. That volume is pretty awful. So again, even with what I said about midterms maybe helping the markets out, God, everything just looks so weak. And what happened with FTT, with FTX, it just really makes you wonder what else is out there that we don't know about. What other firms have something like that, where it's basically, I think it's fraud. I mean, what SBF did is fraud, and it just kind of makes you wonder. It also makes you wonder if Gary Gensler and the SEC, that's one of the reasons they've been so aggressive against crypto, because they know this. So this is another one that I wanted to cover, Mask. It's been something that a lot of coverage has kind of fallen on it, just because of the fact that it did all the craziness of going from $1. Here, we'll check it out. It went from $1 to about almost $6 in no time. I mean, here we are, Wednesday, let's just see, the 25th of October to November 3rd. So that's about less than 10 days. It did almost a 6x. So again, this is one of those assets that was included in that CC Twitter kind of Blue Alliance package, where it's kind of like BNB and Mask and Dogecoin that we're going to kind of help integrate a payment wallet to Twitter. And now it's looking iffy. The project got put on hold, and there you go. And to those 5 of you watching, thanks again for watching and jumping in at the last minute. Let me know if there's any charts that you want me to cover. But anyways, with Mass, this is a very interesting one to me, because of the fact that before today, I was something I've been kind of shorting here and there. I was hoping that it would do another run up and then give us a really nice opportunity to short, but it looks like that opportunity kind of left us. It's already down here, very close to those levels. I got down very close to those levels of right before it went on its crazy run, right? Because it made this run here, then it kind of reset the oscillators, and then that's when it made the run. So it actually got there. It really, really did. And now here we are at 293. So there's still some opportunity to short this, I think. And again, if BTC does rally a little bit, this will be another one that I'll probably look at shorting in the days to come. And then Solana, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen here, Solana. I mean, it was Alameda backed all the way through and through. Without Alameda, it really, really loses a lot of its juice. But it does have a very, very big growth spurt as far as its ecosystem. Their conference in Lisbon, Portugal, this past week did really, really well. Apparently, it was one of their biggest conferences ever, and this ecosystem is growing. So say what you will about Solana, it will survive this, despite the fact that Alameda is probably done with, right? Alameda is probably done with. I think we can all agree on that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hey, Rybear, what's up, man? FTT and FTX is total BS. I thought SBF was the savior. Yeah, he's definitely not the savior. If anything, he could end up in jail. We'll see what happens. But it's we'll see what happens. CC, his letter of intent is not, it's not binding, right? So I think once his accountants and financial consultants and a whole war room of people that I'm sure he hired take a look at everything, I just can't help but wonder if they're going to kind of call BS on everything with SBF as they really kind of take a look at the numbers, and this letter of intent goes bye-bye. I mean, there's just so much to uncover that. FTX was going to say Voyager, right? So is that now something that CC wants to do? Who knows? Like, there's just so many unanswered questions, and how many more ecosystems is this all going to affect, right? I remember with Luna Classic, out of nowhere, we started noticing that AVAX, the price action for AVAX was really, really poor, and then we realized out of nowhere that it was because of the fact that they held the AVAX Foundation, or whatever you call it. They held a ton of Luna. So the effects of this are going to be felt everywhere. And I don't think that we've seen the last of it. And that's why it's really hard to state that, hey, usually with a candle like this on the daily, like you see right here, right here, usually if the next candle gives you that big follow through, you should feel pretty safe for a bit, right? But I just don't know if that's going to happen. I just don't know if that's going to happen because of all this stuff. So hold on and get rid of these. So we'll see what happens. Oh, got rid of my lines. Oh well, good thing I have other charts with BTC. But we'll see what happens. But let's see what happens with the midterms and if we get that follow through. But it's just really hard to be confident underneath that 20K mark, underneath all the moving averages, to feel confident about a long. So, and then you put the fundamentals on it that are all in question right now. There's just too many issues, too many things to worry about. And Solana, I mean, like I said, their ecosystem has grown quite a bit, but they did lose Alameda's backing. So that should affect the price action quite a bit. And to what extent, that's the catch though, because if you firmly believe in Solana and this ecosystem and everything, then you're thinking, wow, this is a great time to buy at $23. But we don't know. We just don't know so many things, so many unanswered questions. And so let's see here. Let's look at the weekly. Let's see if we can see what. I mean, I guess it's, yeah, I mean, 1811, nothing's changed. 1811 was really like the primo support, right? And we hit it almost. We were 35 cents away from it. So that's kind of like the primo support. So it's probably going to go back and test it again. You got to figure it's going to go back and test it again at some point. But is it going to go on a huge run first before test it again? I mean, that's where it gets very, very odd. So if you're thinking about applying a short, I mean, it just seems like you're gambling. Now, if you do a very low leverage short, very low leverage, and you're going to keep that short for a long period of time, okay. Then maybe, just maybe, that would be the play, I think. But I do think that it's going to test this low again, and let's see if it holds. And if we don't hold there, even though that just seems like on the weekly, it seems like the only decent line of support. I guess there's another one here at 1444. So yeah, 1444. So if you really love Solana, you're really into NFTs, you think this ecosystem is going to be amazing in the next bull run, which it very probably will be, then 1444 becomes like a really nice spot. And hopefully by then, I mean, I don't know, these markets are moving so fast, we could get there quicker than one thinks, but maybe by then, if it's been a few weeks and we're at 1444, we've seen enough. We know enough about everything with SBF and with FTX, and that you can feel more confident about along. So I don't know, DCAing. I can't blame someone long term for DCAing now. I mean, I did some DCAing today. I did some DCAing of Near, Ethereum, BTC. I even bought some UFO for the first time. I started my UFO moon bag. We'll take a look at UFO in a little bit, and I'll explain to you why I like it. But I don't love it though. I love it when we lose another zero, but I decided to start DCAing today just a little bit. Yeah, 1444 would be the spot. I think 1444 would be a really good spot where even someone like me that's not a huge Solana fan would say, hey, this is probably a good spot. And just by the way, I am a fanboy of Near. I own a lot of Near now. And I do think that Near is going to be able to take market share from Solana if they can't get their act together. So they are kind of competitors. Near does more with like sharding. Solana right now is faster, but Near has the capability to be faster. They are very much competitors. So we'll see what happens. But when bad things happen to Solana, well, who's going to take that market share? It's going to be Near. The Aptos people will say Aptos, but I don't see things working out for Aptos. I think that Aptos is a joke, and I'm going to keep cheering against them. Not cheering against them. You shouldn't cheer against anyone in crypto. So, all right. So why did I go into UFO? So let's talk about UFO a little bit. I do hope that by the end of the bear market, I have accumulated a lot of it because I think this has a lot of potential. UFO started as a meme coin, and then they started building a bit of an ecosystem. They have quite a bit. Of course, the whole play to earn and metaverse piece has to play out for this project to succeed. But this is a high, very risky asset. All right, guys, super risky. But in the next bull run, it's going to run. So a couple things I want to point out that are huge and very important. Look at their circulating supply, 100%. Boom, 100%. And the founders or the team, I'd love to talk to them. I'd love to find out more about what they're doing. I reached out once and they didn't reach back out to me. I'd like to talk to them, find out what else they're going to do for the project, maybe for the token. They burned a ton of tokens, so I'd be curious to see if they're going to do more of it. Yeah, I really would. And guys, for the 7 of you watching, if there's a specific chart that you want me to look at, please let me know. That's one of the reasons why I went live. That way we can kind of cover charts if you guys want to. But so I really love the fact that their market cap and fully diluted market cap they should be the same. I don't know why they're not the same here. They should be. That's weird. But they've burned a lot of tokens in the past. So I'd be curious to see if they're going to do anything else or what they're going to do to give this project more utility. But they do a great job as far as marketing. They have some big influencers always kind of talking about them, like Elio Trades and Alex Becker. They seem to love this project. They probably own a ton of it. So yeah, I think that this is a good one for the next bull run. But can it drop a whole lot more? Yes. So that's why I said I don't love it right now. I just started kind of DCAing into it actually today when it hit like 16 something. And I would like to see another zero drop. And if we can get another zero drop, oh man, it's going to get pretty. So let's check out the price action. Because if you look at, if you look at the overview, but if you look at it from a market cap perspective, this reached 1 billion, guys. At its very peak, it reached 1 billion. So, and right now it is at about what, 4.6% of that. 4.6% of that. So this has so much room to run, in a bull run. And that's why I like it, because this could give you like one of those 10 to 15 X's, no problem, if things work out for the project and for the whole play to earn and metaverse piece. And even on hype alone, I mean, you got to figure it's going to do like a 5X. So if you want to gamble, if you want a risky asset that could be a lot of fun, this is not bad. I don't know why this guy said all-time low. Trust me, it's been a lot lower than this. I've seen it. I've been covering UFO for almost 2 years now. So not 2 years, maybe like a year and a half. But I can assure you that this asset is, or maybe not a year and a half. I think it was last year. Yeah, maybe close to a year and a half, maybe close to that. So yeah, I've been covering up for a while. So let's see what else we can take a look at. Real quick, I guess we can take a look at some of the DeFi projects we love. MDB still holding pretty strong considering everything, but MDV is tied to BNB. So BNB does well, this asset's going to do well. So MDB has a great tokenomics, and I really like that. Gamma is one that we kind of looked at, that I've been looking at for a while. I kind of took a trade on it, kind of did a 2x, and then I sold. I sold way too early. I don't know why it's taking forever. I sold too early. I could have done like a 4x, but I sold it at 2x earlier this week. But Gamma might be a good one to look at long term, but I would not touch it right now. It literally still at almost a 3x from about a week ago, so I wouldn't touch it too much. And then yeah, all of the other projects that we usually talk about as far as DeFi are really struggling right now. And I think Amp Money is the only one that I think is either close to peg or at peg. I don't think any of them of these other ones are. And it's just tough. It's tough to be in DeFi right now. So back to BTC. Let's go see what's going on with the new candle, since the daily just started a minute ago, and that's not good. I was kind of hoping that on the daily it would kind of start jumping up green. So yeah, guys, these markets are spooked. This sucks. I mean, I was kind of hoping that with midterms that would kind of juice things up. I mean, maybe once it's official that the Republicans took the House and the Senate, and now we have gridlock in Washington D.C. with the Democrats controlling the presidential piece. Maybe that's what we'll do to kind of kickstart things. Hey, what's up, Dirk? Yes, the ripple through effects are not good. Very concerning, man. Oh yeah, let's take a look at AVAX. That reminds me. But yeah, this is not what we wanted to see, guys. So again, I can't stress this enough, and sorry if I sound like a broken record, but critical after we see a candle like this on the daily, like we did right here on June 18th, the previous low. It's critical that the next daily candle's a big green one, not just a big one, but a big green candle where basically it closes higher than this red candle started. So we would need to close over 20,600. Yeah. God, it sucks. It doesn't look good, guys. I'm trying to be positive, but it just doesn't look good. And I'm surprised. I thought we were going to have a big run. And then don't forget, CPI reports come in on Thursday morning, and they're going to come in hot. The Atlanta Fed already kind of leaked it, because they didn't want the markets to be too shocked that the CPI reports are going to be coming in hot. So I got nothing but bad news there too. So I would expect the markets to not like the news on Thursday morning. So let's look at here. We'll go to Coinbase, AVAX, Coinbase. Let's look at AVAX. It actually didn't get hit as hard as some of the other assets. Oh wait, I thought it was on the daily. My bad. Okay, no, it did. It's really bad. That's just so bad. On the bright side, it is a higher low than this low. That's kind of amazing. So it's funny how different alts have different structures. So this structure is definitely a little different. Obviously it's going to be highly oversold. Look at that. It's not as oversold as some of the other assets. Let's look at Ethereum on the daily. I'm kind of curious to see how oversold it is. No, it looks a lot like Ethereum actually. It's because I've been looking at everything on the 4-hour. That's why it looked less volatile to me as far as some of these things. But yeah, I mean, this also looks like complete ass. The problem with AVAX, guys, and it's one of the L1s that I am least likely to be, even though I know that devs love the tech, and those that have projects in AVAX, they absolutely love it. I just don't love the fact that it's really hard to pick a bottom. I just don't see how we're gonna know what the bottom is. Well, I haven't charted this in a while. Yeah, I mean, it's really impossible to pick a bottom. Anyone that tells you that they know what the AVAX bottom is going to be is just lying to you, because there's not enough data. So, for example, this right here, back when I'm going to guess it's around June, right? Yeah, June 13th. Interesting that it hit its bottom 5 days before BTC hit its bottom. I find that kind of odd. Usually, they kind of lag a little bit. But anyways, its bottom that's its bottom of all time, 1336. So that's all we can go by. So if it does drop under 1336 in the next few days, or maybe the next 24 hours. Things are moving so fast. Yeah, exactly. A higher low for AVAX. Exactly what I was getting at. If it can somehow stay above 1336 and then start its trend up, because of midterms maybe giving a little boost to the market, then yeah, we have a higher low. We're bullish on AVAX. But if not, and again, guys, it's tongue in cheek. But if not, there's no telling what the low will be. I mean, anyone that tells you, yes, I know. I mean, I guess we can do Fibonacci levels to try to figure out the low, but even then, there's just not enough data, and I wouldn't even trust fib levels at this point. I mean, we could do it, but it's just not something that we can trust. So the low for AVAX, we don't know. So we look at an asset like, for example, like, Ethereum, for example, then it's a lot easier to try to kind of map out the low there. And, it just sucks though with Ethereum because it's already kind of invalidated some of the things that we thought back from these lows right here, right? When it went down to 889. So, back then we were thinking that maybe 1,000 would be the low. So it really sucks to see that. So with Ethereum, how far can the low be? Obviously it's going to be more pronounced in something like AVAX and, a 700-ish, Ethereum actually would not be the craziest thing if things got really ugly. But again, it's just so different than AVAX because we just don't, with AVAX, there's no history. Here, there's some history, right? We can look at some history. We can kind of see right here. What's that? 837. So that's another level of support that maybe we can count on. And if we go down a little further, wow, 377. Yeah. So 377 would be like, put a second mortgage on the house and buy all the Ethereum you can. I don't think we'll get that low though. I just don't see how we get that low. So 377. So you see the difference where like at least here with Ethereum, we have some history to go on and we can kind of chart out what we think are possible lows. Here with AVAX, there's just no way. There's just no way of telling. I mean, for all we know, the low could be $2. Like maybe, like why not? So that makes it pretty damn tough. So I'm trying to think what other. Oh, good. UFO going up. Here, I'm kidding. That's literally a hold for me for whatever, I think the next bull run is peaking, right? Or close to peaking. So let's talk about Matic and let's look at it from, well, first let's look at its circulating supply because I wanted to look that up the other day. So it's at 87% circulating supply. I mean, I just think that right now, if you want the safe picks that are still going to give you decent returns in the next bull run, you got to go BTC, Ethereum, BNB. And I'm not saying that one's better than the other. I'm just saying as far as like which I think is safest. And then I think Matic is placing itself in that fourth safest spot. So that's the good news. Super safe. Its circulating supplies at 87%. All really, really good things. The bad, because we do have to talk about the bad, it's just that with that fully diluted market cap already at over 10 billion, like in order to really make some money here, you're going to need about $100 billion market cap. Billion, 100 billion. That'll give you a 10x. That sounds tough. That sounds really, really tough. I mean, BNB with everything they're doing, as big and powerful as they are, they're at 65 billion, right? And they're the big boys, right? They're BNB. Let's look at what their all-time high is. I'm kind of curious as far as market cap. No, that can't be right. It's got to be higher. There's no way it's only that much. Oh, I guess it could be, but I mean, it's traded as high as what, 800 at its peak? That's it? Okay. I thought its peak was higher. Here, let's double check this. And guys, always double check everything I say or do because I screw things up all the time. Here, this one's fine. Let's look at its all-time high. Yep, almost 700. I don't know why I thought it was like 800. So, okay. So I guess it makes sense that its market cap would be there. So again, but this is just a very, very powerful asset long-term. If you believe that's going to 3x next bull run, like most assets do, one run versus the previous run, then why can't BNB get to 2000? Like, if you firmly believe that, especially with everything they're doing, their ecosystem, CC has all the money. We've seen that. I can't remember how much Ethereum he showed he owned, but it was a lot. How much BTC he owned, it was a lot. These guys aren't going anywhere. These guys are probably going to own most of crypto. They're going to own FTT if they want it soon, even though I do think that letter of intent, they're going to say bye to it. So yeah, so to me, this is a very, very safe play with a 3x. Now, a lot of people have said that Ethereum is going to be a better play as far as how many X's you get on your money, because of the fact that it made it all the way to 5K. And this was before the merge, before it became deflationary. I heard that today it was actually deflationary just today, because of all the action and all the transactions. But by the time the next bull run comes along with NFTs going crazy, you know that this asset is going to be deflationary. It's just most likely. I guess I shouldn't say but most likely it will be. So with that piece of it looking so good, and the fact that it went all the way up to 5K, so if it 3x's, well, that would be 15K. But can it do more than that? Can it do more than that because of the fact that it's now deflationary? And that's where things get really, really interesting. So even right now, F1328, that's like a 16x, right? No, it's like an 11x. It's 15K. 15K would be an 11x. But is the fact that it's deflationary, can it help it go much higher? BNB, which we just covered, I said 2K makes a lot of sense and can for sure be a possibility. Where did I put BNB? There we go. So a 3x would be about 2K. Right now it's at 350. That's like a 6x. So from a ROI perspective, Ethereum makes more sense to me than BNB. It really does, assuming those things. But maybe BNB is going to do a lot more than a 2,000 per BNB, because of the fact that CC has been able to grow that ecosystem so much. So that's where it gets really interesting, and that's how you have to. That's how I'm going to think. You guys do whatever you guys are going to do. I mean, God knows I screw things up all the time. I didn't have my best day trading today, to say the least. But I think that it's really important that. Do you have any opinions on Clay, Algo, or Cosmos? Well, let's look at them, because I definitely have some opinions on Algo and Cosmos. Clay, I've never charted, but I know. I'm guessing it's Clayton, right? Yeah, let's look at. Let's take a look at Algo first. But real quick, the point I was trying to make is that's why it's so important to diversify, but do it in a way where you're thinking ahead to the next bull run. Forget what your wallet's going to look like in 2 weeks, 2 months, a year. It doesn't really matter. Like, I know it feels good to like go into your wallets and do the math and go, oh wow, I have this much now. That feels really, really good. That's fantastic and that's fun. But it's so important to kind of like just not think that way, not let today, everyone's wallets are less, right? Not worth less. Not think about that. Just think about long term, and which of these assets is going to give me the money I want to make long term around maybe 2025. Who knows? Maybe it'll be before that. These markets are acting so fast these days. And just think about how many X's you want, what that looks like, how much you're going to have an exit strategy, how much you're going to take out. Because every bear market is horrible. So you want to be able to have an exit strategy so you can use that money to make your life better. Put a down payment on a home, or if you already have a home, put a down payment on a second property, or just put a lot more into your 401k, which these days 401ks don't seem the safest. But yeah, that's, now that I finished that thought, let's look at Algo. A lot going on with Algo. So they have an affiliation with the World Cup as well, just like what is it called? Chili's does. And so that's why you saw this upthrust the last few days. And that's why it's one of those assets that was outperforming most of the alts. And that's why you saw it go all the way up here, right? All the way up here to 45 cents, all the way from a low of not that long ago of 29 cents. So basically gave a 50% return while BTC was crapping the bed. So obviously Algo was looking very, very powerful, very, very strong. I mean, look at that. It was just the last 2 days where the momentum's, kind of started waning big time. And Algo is actually, I need to add that to my list. I'm glad you brought it up, man. I'm glad you brought it up. Algo is going to keep outperforming the other alts from now until the World Cup starts, and maybe even the first few days of the Soccer World Cup, just because of its partnership and affiliation with the World Cup. So that is something to keep in mind. I know that they're doing a whole bunch of other things, but I just can't remember off the top of my head what it is. But yeah, Algo is a strong asset long term. I have no issues whatsoever with someone telling me that they're DCing into it today. And I don't hate it as a trade from now to the World Cup. It's just with the macro and with all these things happening with FTX. I just don't know if I would want to open up a trade right now, But yeah, DCing into it looks good. Let's look at the circulating supply, because that concerns me with some of these L1s where the circulating supply is low. Theirs is decent. It's not bad, 71%. So that's good. It's not bad at all. So yeah, 3.2 billion market cap. So where was it at its high point? Okay, so it's almost a 4x from where it was at its high point. So if it were at a 3x, that 12 billion, it could get to 36 billion. So 36 billion will give you almost a 12x from now during the next bull run. Yeah, I like Algo. I probably should start DCAing into it. You can buy just about anywhere, so there's no excuse for not owning it. You can buy this asset anywhere. Yeah, I like Algo. I like it a lot. Okay, let's look at Cosmos, because Cosmos, I know for a fact. What is it called? Like Atom. I know for a fact it's circulating supply sucks, right? Why is there no total supply? Oh, that's right. Okay, that's what it is. So this is why I don't like Atom long term, because their supply is basically like infinite. So basically, from what I understand. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. But I think that's why it has this right here, right? So yeah, that's the problem with this asset, man. I just no, that I just hate that too much. I'm just too big into market caps, fully diluted versus circulating supply. So that's why I don't like this asset. I couldn't remember what it was exactly, but that's what it is. But I've talked to many people much smarter than me that know crypto much better than me. They absolutely love all things about the tech, the ecosystem, the community. They've done a lot, and yeah, so I could see why you would be interested in it. But because of that piece, I don't like it as an investment. But it also seems to be one of those assets that when it runs pretty hard. I remember it did that more than once. I mean, if you see that right here, it went from 12 to 16. That's a 30%. And then it did it again. I mean, so when it runs hard, and it seems to run harder than most assets. So it's a really good one as far as momentum trades. So let's look at Clayton, which I've never charted. Okay, so it looks like their circulating supply, even though it doesn't say right here, it's roughly more or less about 30%. So it's a little low. So that's not good. Let's look at where its market cap was at its high point. 4 billion, and right now it's at 2 billion. So but it hasn't been around that long, right? Yeah, it hasn't been around that long. Here, let's what is it? Clay. Let's chart it. Oh wow, it's been around longer than I thought it was. Here, let's look at the weekly. Oh no, I was actually right. God, look at this wick. What the hell was that all about? What's that? Wow, some people made a lot of money that day. Jesus. Imagine, good God, if you're on leverage, 3x on leverage, say you're at 10x leverage. Wow. Okay. Yeah, no big deal, just a 30x. um, yeah, not a lot of data here. I don't like that it's just new, right? So with a lot of these newer, what is it? I think it's an L1. A lot of these newer assets that are L1s, when they first come out, they're going to have you know, their circulating supply is going to be low in comparison to their fully diluted supply. So to their total supply. So don't love that. I mean, the chart doesn't look great, but it's not its fault, right? It just started during a really tough time. Sure, I'll look at Casper next. Yeah, I've heard about Casper. That's also an L1, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll take a look at that one next. So yeah, this chart's still pretty young. And it's still trying to find its bottom, man. Rybear. I don't know. I would be very leery of this asset anytime soon. It's still trying to find its bottom. It really is. So you got to figure it's going to test that 1225 sometime soon. It just feels like it. I'll be surprised if it doesn't test 1225, or gosh, it might even be lower. Yeah, no, it's still 25. So I'd still be very leery of that. So yeah, I think the only one I would say that I'm actually gonna start DCing Algo because of this recommendation you gave. I liked what I saw there, and I'd already been thinking about it. But as far as Clayton and Cosmos, not for me, not right now. But that could definitely change, and we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with Clayton. All right, so let's take a look at Casper. I've actually heard quite a bit about it, but I've never looked at anything about it. I have no idea what it's what we're gonna see. Here, we'll look at KuCoin. I'm gonna guess it's probably no, it's Ethereum. Well, we'll just look at it here. All right. Another kind of newer asset. I thought I'm surprised. Whoops. I'm surprised that I thought it'd be an older asset. Am I screwing things up? No. June 20th. Okay, so it's about 2 years old. Okay. All right. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Okay, I'm pretty intrigued here. I mean, it seems like this is the bottom. I mean, I guess you should never say for sure that it's the bottom, but um, this actually doesn't look bad at all. And what's it trading at right now? Wow. Here, let's look at it. Interesting. Now I'm starting to see where a lot of people lately have been talking about it, or at least I think it is. Okay, look at that. Market cap is very close to fully diluted market cap, and it's still pretty small. It's less than half a billion. Is it an L1? What is this? Ugh. I hate it when those bots get in here. Is this an L1, guys? I think it is. Does it say here? To proof of stake blockchain built off the. Okay. Proof of stake. Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't like taking longs right now. Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, this looks like it has a lot of potential. I mean, 3.7 cents. Where was it at its high? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is a nice one because it looks like it's very close to its bottom, right? Its bottom is very close to where it is now. And it's probably going to get there in the next few days. Good God. I mean, how high was the high? Okay, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, it was just 1 wick from the date. It's like an ICP kind of chart. Okay, so we can't really take that into consideration, but maybe this high right here would make more sense to look at. So 23 cents. That's like a 7x, almost an 8x. And that's conservative. That's conservative. God, why is it the chart doing this? Yeah, man, I kind of like it. Look at this. Look how. Oh wait, look. It was looking really good there because it had a higher high there than it did back there in August. Yeah, this is not bad. This is actually a really nice chart. It's very close to a bottom. The circulating supply versus total supply is not bad. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to test that bottom of 0.22, almost, we'll say 2.3 cents. So that's still quite a ways from now. I didn't realize that. Okay. It's still quite a ways from that. Man, I don't know. I think if you already hold some, I sure as hell would not sell it. I would sure as hell not sell it. I'm going to add this to my list. I think this could be a really good asset if it tests this low again, which I think it just might because everything sucks so much and the macros suck so much. And this FTX thing, yeah, man. I mean, if it gets down to that level again, and it's kind of shown for a while that these are kind of the lows, right? And it holds support there. I mean, and then it would be even juicier, right? It would be even juicier because of the fact that it's at 2.3 cents. And we already said that it could easily get during the next bull run based on its history. It wouldn't be weird at all if it gets to at least 23 cents, at least. And that's just being conservative because, we think that during the next bull run, it should be able to do even better. But that's just conservatively speaking, that's like a 10x. And that's being super conservative. And we're being very risk averse because we're waiting till it gets down to these levels again. Bert, I'm curious, do you hold it or are you thinking about adding on? Because if you hold it, yeah, hold it. And if you're thinking about adding on, I mean, it's up to you, man. You can DCA. I wouldn't hate a DCA, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to add this to my list of charts. Casper. And, a lot of people that I respect and that I know are very good at investing long term, they've been very big and vocal about the fact that don't focus so much on your phantoms, AVAX, those type of L1s. Focus on the new ones. Those are the ones that are going to be a little more exciting to people, like near. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but there's going to be a lot of excitement about Aptos. Sooner or later, it's going to have its rung. There's SUI, which I hear is maybe better than Aptos, but I don't know. I'm not a dev. So this is one of the ones where you can get much bigger returns. Like this, I believe, will get bigger returns than a Phantom or an AVAX. I really firmly believe that. So yeah, let's add this to the list. Bert, I would love to know if you already hold it, but yeah, where can we buy this asset? All right, and to the 8 of you watching, thanks so much for watching, and let me know, and I'll try to schedule these at a time where I'll tell you guys in advance instead of just throwing up a link 2 minutes before I go live. Let me know if there's any other charts we want to look at. God, so we found Algo today because of you guys. That's a really good one, and this one, I'm excited about this one. Where do we buy it? Okay, on Mexi. So if I don't know Mexi, so if I buy Casper with Mexi, can I then send those tokens to my wallet, or do you have to hold them in Mexi? Oh, GMX. Thank you, Jima. GMX. Oh, let's take a look at GMX actually, which I own none of, but I keep saying that I should, but I just feel like it's been hyped up so much by crypto banter and it's gone up so much. But yeah, if you can let me know, Bert, if you can but that's good. GMX is decentralized, right? So obviously GMX I can buy it. So I'm gonna buy it. But I'm just curious, can you buy tokens and then ship them? I don't think you can, but I'd be curious. I know with KuCoin you can, right? So all right, I want some Casper. If it gets down to those levels, I want some Algo. Okay. Long term, I think these are great buys. Okay, so I want to take a look at GMX. How often are you going to do a live show? Thank you, man. I don't know. I like to start doing these more often, but always at the same time. But just my days get so busy. It's really hard to be consistent. But I like to start doing these at least a couple times a week. These are so much fun. So yeah, I will. Yes, you can. Okay, so I can buy Casper at Mexi and ship them to my MetaMask wallet. Okay. All right, so I mean, Casper's going to be on the watch list, guys, and if it gets down here to 2.3 cents, 2.2 cents, 2.3, 2.4, might even want to front run that, because maybe a lot of people will be thinking that at 2.5 will start jumping. Yeah, I think at 2.5, I want to accumulate a whole bunch of this. Casper, let's go, man. I'm a Casper fan. And I've been wanting for a while to check it out because I've seen it way too many times. So yeah, right. I think, I don't know. I just don't know what time would be a good time, and I need to figure that out. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing more of these, and always at the same time, right? Because I think if I'm consistent, and everyone will know what time I'll come on. All right, so let's take a look at GMX, and then I do want to look at okay, and then I do want to add Casper. Okay, so let's look at GMX. So for those of you that don't know, GMX has been doing really, really, really well. It's been hyped up a lot by crypto banter. But you know, that works, man. Those guys have like 600K subscribers, and when they talk about an asset over and over again, it does work. And they're really big into near, guys. So keep that in mind. So just know that near is going to get a ton of good press during the next bull run. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know. Near's all-time high is $20 from earlier this year, right? And right now it's trading at like $2.70, $2.60. It was at $3.40 just the other day. I see no reason why I won't get to $20. And I think that it could do much more than that. And I do think it can 3x it. And if it could take market share away from Solana, I think that it can definitely do maybe like $50 a token, $60 a token. So I have big expectations out of near, and I've accumulated a ton of it. I own a ton of near. So I do want to be, I'm very biased because I own a lot of it. All right. I just don't know if I should stake it because I don't trust a lot of these places to stake. All right. So GMX. Wow. It is not that old. I had no idea. My bad. I had no idea it was this young. This is nothing. Like, I can't even chart it. Yeah, so it's at $35. It's been hyped up like crazy. It's a good place. I mean, you know, Jima just stated that I can go and buy Casper there. So so I need to set up an account. I just need to go check out GMX and see what it's like. But I've heard really good things. But there's no bottom here, guys. We don't know what the bottom is. This asset's so young. We have no idea how nasty things can get for this asset. So I know, Jima, you're just telling me that you can get those Casper tokens at GMX, that you were telling me that you like this asset. I do like this asset long term. I just don't know at this price level. I just think it's way too risky. So this low from earlier today, $31.65. That's its all-time low. So it's going to test it again most likely, and we'll see how cheap this asset can get as far as price action. But I do kind of like it. I do kind of like it just because of the fact that I know it's going to get a lot of good press, a lot of good coverage. And I mean, it's just the ugly truth about crypto, guys, is that with a lot of projects, if they get the proper marketing, they're going to do well. This is one of them. So keep this one on your list, guys. I just don't know what the low will be here. I have no idea. So notice how different that is, right? You know, with Casper, we kind of know 2.3 cents is kind of like the low. We kind of can feel that could be a level of support we can trust. And as long as the wheels don't fall off the bus, it's probably a great time to go in. That's really nice, right? Gives you warm fuzzies. You've been patient. You waited for a nice level of support. And look at this. I mean, it's been ever since it hit that. It did it so long ago, almost 5 months ago. So this just makes me feel really good. If it falls back down to 2.3 versus like GMX. GMX is like AVAX, right? They both end with X, and they both don't know. Both of them, nobody knows the bottom. Anyone that tells you they know what the bottom is here is full of it. No one knows the bottom. I mean, the bottom could be $5 for all I know. I don't know. Let's look at their let's look at the tokens real quick. Oh, it's really close to its fully diluted market cap. Gotta love that. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, I'm not touching GMX anytime soon. Yeah, but if Casper drops, even if you're holding Casper, be happy, because if it drops and hits that support and bounces off it, you know that it's going to fly, and you can hit it hard. So yeah, Casper, I will be owning Casper in the next bull run. I assure you. So I will have some dry powder ready to pounce if we see those levels again. And if Bitcoin drops down to 14K, that is about almost a 25% drop. You can bet that this asset will go down to 2.3 cents. You really can. So again, if it's keep dry powder is my go-to move. And that way, if the unthinkable happens, you can jump on some of these. And this is going to give you much bigger returns, I think, than some of the big caps. Riskier play, but definitely better returns. All right. Kadena. Let's look at Kadena. Saint, not anytime soon. GMX is a great play. Yeah, no. I think GMX will be a fantastic play. I absolutely do. But yeah, not anytime soon, just because we don't know the bottom. And with the macro and things looking so bad, there's no telling how much it could drop. There's no telling. I mean, this could be the bottom. Yeah, it could, but no one knows. It's just so much of a gamble. But I'm going to go check it out tonight. I'm going to check out, how the user experience and the feel and all that. Plus, that's where I'm going to be buying my Casper coins if Casper gets down to those levels. But I don't hate DCA and Casper now. You can't hate it. If the bottom, what we think is the bottom is 2.3 cents, and we think it could get conservatively to 23 cents in the next bull run, I don't hate it. I don't hate a DCA right now at all. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I don't mind it. I don't know if I'll do it, but I'm going to keep a very close eye on it. All right, let's look at Kadena. I'm guessing that's what KDA is, right? Yeah. I've heard some people say they love it and some other people say they don't. I don't know why it's so all over the place. Okay, man. So their circulating supply is definitely a red flag. Only 20%. Fully diluted market cap's already at 1.1 bill. So that is not good. But I do know that their tech is very, very strong from people that are much more tech savvy than me. And I know that it has a very strong community from what I understand. I've also heard some people say that their ecosystem's not that strong. I don't know. Creech, you can let me know. But right off the bat, I don't like that. So let's look at the actual chart though. Have a look at it here. Okay. Wow, I thought it'd been around a lot longer than that. Sure as hell has bottomed out, hasn't it, huh? It really looks like it's bottomed out. I mean, it seems like it's... Oh, no. It just hit new lows. It just hit new lows. Hate to see it. And if we don't count that wick, if we go off here, $8 was the previous all-time high if you don't count that first wick from the first day. Every time I see a wick like that on the first day, I think of ICP. All right, so let's see here. It's still trying to find its low. And actually, even before this crazy action, it still kind of was, to be quite honest, right? We have a high, right? Right? Another high, which is a lower high. And this bottom is lower than this bottom. Then the next high, again, a lower high. Again, a lower high. But then look at this. Before all this craziness, this high is almost as high as that one, but it's higher than this one. I mean, look at that. You can almost see where it was starting to kind of really bottom out. If it wasn't for the craziness of freaking FTX, it may have already started its up run. I think it was very close. It would not be a shocker if you're just getting it at a discount here at 117. Wow. It was at 143. Interesting. Good God, you guys are making me turn into like wanting a lot of assets that I didn't even know I wanted. Okay, so we got to throw this one into the mix as well. I just don't know. This is my concern though, man, the 20% circuit and supply. And I know I heard some negative things about it, and I think it was about that. I don't think it was about the actual tech. But then I heard some people say that maybe the ecosystem wasn't as like evolved as some would like. Weak ecosystem, and they don't market a lot. There you go. There you go. Weak ecosystem. I'd heard that. I didn't know about the don't market a lot, which is a little surprising because I feel like a lot of people talk about Kadena, but then they better market. I mean, they better start marketing. And what was the market cap? Oh yeah, we'll check out Dag in a second. What's the market cap? 1 point. Yeah, it's already so high. Nah, I'm gonna pass on Kadena, but I mean, you can't ignore this right here, right? That before this FTX craziness, it was really starting to. It felt. I mean, it felt like it was really starting to find its momentum and find its footing. The code is tough, I hear. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I didn't know that. I definitely didn't know that. Eesh, I don't know. I mean, it's just yeah. I'm gonna pass on Kadena. I would pass on it. I mean, if we think about everything we just talked about and the circuit and supply, and then compare it to like a Casper situation, if we can get Casper down at 2.3 cents, it's just like night and day there. So I'm going to pass on Kadena, but yeah, it's hard to ignore what was going on here. That made it look very, very positive. Very hard to ignore that. So I could see why there was some excitement there. I could also see some people thinking, wow, because of this FTX thing, I'm getting it at a 26-cent discount. That's a 16% discount from where it was just 3 days ago. Yeah, I could see both sides of it. Packed. We'll take a look at Packed. I've never even heard of it. All right, and to the 12 of you watching right now, yeah, just keep laying down the charts for me. This makes it a lot more fun. All right, let's take a look at DAG. So we just talked about an asset that doesn't market very well. These guys market a ton. These guys market a ton. I was just looking at it the other day. Now, some people have called DAG a poor man's H bar. So supposedly that's what the devs think, because the tech is so much better with H bar than DAG and their competitors. I can't say if that's true or not. It's just what I heard. Okay, that's the coding language on Kadena. Oh, okay. That's why I'd never heard of it. Okay, got it. That's good to know. All right, so let's look at DAG. So yeah, so Kadena, interesting. If that Kadena circulating supply was better, man, I'd be thinking very, very differently long term. Maybe not bad for a trade though at some point, but we'll definitely take a look at it. Okay, so DAG, their circulating supply is still an issue, 34%. But look at that market cap, so low, 74 mil, only 214 million on the fully diluted market cap. So this could still have a long way to run. The circulating supply sucks. It'd be interesting to see if maybe the team has some cool things going on where maybe they'll burn tokens to kind of help out with that. Who knows? That's why I wish with some of these bigger projects I would be. I think these guys actually I could probably get a hold of them if I reached out to them to find out. But some of the other projects we talked about, I've reached out before. I'm just too small of a YouTuber for them to care, so they don't respond. Yeah, poor man's H bar. That's what I hear. But again, I'm not techie, so I don't know why. But yeah, so okay, circulating supply is kind of and I think I've talked about that before. But let's look at the charts looking any better, because for a while now it seemed like it had kind of found its footing ever since this bottom of almost 5 cents, a little bit under 5 cents. Yeah, it just looks like it's going straight towards it, right? Like you can't tell me that if you had a bet, right? Let's just say you had a bet any amount of money, whether it was $10 or something significant, right? Like 10K. And you had a bet on whether or not it's going to go back down to this low right here of 4.9 cents. You can't, I mean, if you think that the answer would be no, it's not going to hit it, how could you say that? Like, there's just no way, right? Like, tell me if I'm wrong, but what in this chart tells you that that's not going to happen as far as the most likely scenario, right? It almost looked like it's pulled down to that, like magnetically. So you know that you're going to get it at a discount from this price. Like it looks almost inevitable. I mean, I guess it could paint a higher low than that. But with everything going on right now, it seems hard to imagine that. So that right there already gives you a 20% discount. So that right there is reason for me to want to wait. Then I like to know more about the circulating supply. What are the tokenomics of it? When are the other tokens going to come out? But I do have to say this, these guys market really, really well. They're always on my timeline in Twitter. They seem to have some big influencers behind them, and they seem to have some contracts. They tout their contract with I think it's with the Air Force a lot, but I have no idea what that means. I don't know if it's a small contract, a big one. Is the Air Force just doing a little bit with one siloed off part of their IT infrastructure? Who knows? So oh yeah, let's take a look at Vulcan Forge. Yes, I know this asset well. So I would wait to see what happens here at 4.9. And just judging from everything that we saw ever since they hit that back in June, guys, June. If it holds the support there, then yeah, that would be a good time to get into this asset. If you don't mind the low circulating supply. So that's a good one to watch. 4.9. Now, if it breaks 4.9, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it until some kind of bottoming structure that can be counted on and easy to spot comes out. And that could be a while. I mean, that could take, guys, we could be looking at its true bottom, maybe around March of next year, April of next year. I mean, that could take a long, long time. And also it's going to depend on those tokenomics. But yeah, this would be a good one. 4.9 cents. See you at 4.9 cents, and then let's see what happens. So we'll keep an eye on that one. It'll be a fun one. Okay, so this is an asset that is a good asset to hold if you're looking for. Hey, what's up, Jason? If you're looking for a kind of riskier kind of asset, but that's going to give you the huge returns. And I was in and out of this asset back in November of last year, quite a bit. This is one of those assets that's kind of hyped up by Alex Becker a lot and Elio Trades and all those guys that cover the metaverse, kind of play to earn games and all that good stuff. They're going to hype this one up really, really well. And look at this, guys. It got all the way up here, guys, for almost $50. Almost $50. I remember this really, really well. And I remember Alex Becker at $13 at one point saying that it's like a must buy at $13. I can't remember where he said that. It was somewhere over here. Oh yeah, I mean, it was around right here when it was going up. I think he was touting it up really big here back early this year. Yeah, that's right, because I remember it was still tax season, and then it did kind of. Oh my God, that just looks so ugly, right? That looks so ugly. So yeah, when it formed this high right here, $19. So you got to figure that during the next bull run, I mean, I'd be very surprised if it can't get to at least that, right? At least that. I'm just being super conservative. And can it reach its all-time highs? I mean, if the whole, narrative does play out, and a lot of people still think it will, I'm very, very cautious. I'm not sure if it's going to play out, but if that whole narrative plays out, this is going to be a big one, and this could give you some huge returns because that $50 mark could get blown out of the sky. So let's look at the circulating supply, and let's look at how big the market cap is. Okay, circulating supply is not bad, 48%. And the market cap is still pretty small. Okay, so that's good. I was expecting something bigger. Yeah, because at one point it had a much bigger market cap, right? We look at all time, 800, almost a $1 billion market cap. So it's almost as big as UFO, for example. So again, for those of you that weren't here earlier, there's none of you watching. So UFO, kind of like that same kind of narrative, but UFO circulating supply is 100. This one is just 48. But yeah, this one has a ton of upside. So $4 right now, $3.65. Say conservatively conservatively, I'm struggling with that word, gets to 18, 9 to 20. That's almost a 6.5x, guys. 6.5x. But you want to think about higher. And the reason being is that this asset's super risky. Super, super, super risky. But look at that. I mean, it feels like it's found its bottom, right? Like, I mean, when you're looking at a very low risk place, I mean, it's been down here forever. You know, if you can catch it down here, and I think you might be able to if you're patient. $266, guys. That's still a long way down from now. Isn't that funny? It looks like it's almost there, and yet it's literally about another 35% drawdown. This is a good one to be patient for. If it hits 266 again and holds, you got to love it. You got to love it. And then, but this is again a riskier play. But if you're down at those low levels, is it really that risky? I mean, sure, the project could go to zero, but I don't think they will. I don't think that this project will go to zero. Oh, yes, we'll take a look at Altura. I haven't looked at Altura since December of last year. I cannot wait to take a look at it. Yeah, I've actually traded it before. Okay. So yeah, so 266 is gosh, I'm gonna have to add this one to the watch list too. At 266, I mean, it seems like a really low risk spot. It really does. And this one could be huge if the narrative plays out. And it's a long wait though, right? Everything I'm talking about as far as it getting back to these levels up here or get here and then possibly to these levels, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take a lot of time. It's not gonna happen in 2023, I can tell you that much, most likely. Well, I'll take that back. These markets are such clown markets and they move so fast, maybe. But I think that 2024, maybe 2025 is where you start seeing those returns here. But at 266, let's just say it can get as high as, let's say, where it closed here at 38. That's not bad. That's like an 18x. 18x is not bad. And an 18x is much, much better than if you got in now at 363. Now it's only like only um, 13x, but still, you know, it's 18x is much better than 13x if you're just patient. If you're just patient. So I would not DCA into this project right now. I want to be around 266. So I'm going to add this to my watch list as well. And yeah, I already knew about it, but I hadn't looked at about it. But I do like Casper much better at this 2.3 cents that I like per. But yeah, I like them both. If I can get either one at those levels, I mean, that's how you're going to make a crap ton of money, right? Just think about it. Think about an 18x, and you put in $1,500 into it. That's $27,000 profit. $27,000 profit from just $1,500. But you're going to have to be patient, and it's going to be over a year. So you see, this is how you have to think, in my opinion. This is how you have to think for the next bull run. All right, so let's take a look at Altura. I have not looked at Altura in forever. Oh my gosh, so many assets to add to the list. Hold on. I do not want to forget this. CSPR. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Okay. Altura. Let's check it out. I haven't checked out forever. I have no idea if I'm going to like or hate what I see. This project used to get so much hype. And the good thing about this project is that all the major influencers that are into the whole gaming and metaverse and play to earn, kill turn, whatever you want to call it, they all seem to love this project. So it's going to get a lot of good hype. All right, before we look at the chart, what wrong with a lot of these like metaverse or play to earn games or they have the worst tokenomics, or they did back when I looked at them last year. You see, things are getting better. It's at 63%. I distinctly remember that this one had like less than 20%. So yeah, it's getting better for a lot of these projects. Oh my God, it's down to 1.3 cents. Okay. God, Amazing. I remember it. I remember when it got up to 40 cents. I so remember that. And I remember people were calling for $1, which is hilarious. So the market cap was at all time. That's it? Dude, this is tiny. Are you kidding me? This is tiny. What the hell? Okay. You see, these are the type of assets that you can make a ridiculous amount of money. Let's add this to my list as well. Are you kidding me? All right, I'm gonna reach out to these guys. I want to talk to this team. Let's see if we can get them in the channel. I can't believe that it's only a 12 million fully diluted market cap with all the hype it got last year at one point and so many people talking about it. This is mind blowing. You can buy it on Pancake Swap. Okay. I like to see it listed in a lot more places. That's part of the problem. All right, let's look at. I hope it's not like kind of a dead project. Do you know, man? Like, what's the Bert? What's the lowdown on these guys? Like, is there Discord active? Is there Twitter active? Why aren't they more? Why aren't they listed in more places? Oh, look, BuySwap is kind of new. Oh, by the way, guys, BuySwap, I'm gonna reach out to them. I would love to be able to like have them sponsor the channel. They give you rewards every time you swap tokens there, which is really cool. So think about all the money you spend and all. Oh yeah, we'll take a look at Velas. I haven't looked at Velas in a long time. Think about all the money we spend on like Bog Finance or all of these different, Swapsicle, all these different places. And then, oh, by the way, Swapsicle isn't sponsoring the channel anymore. So it was only a 3-month thing and they're not doing so well. So they're trying to cut back on expenses. Fortunately, Swapsicle is not doing well at all. But I guess it's too much competition. But BuySwap pays you back like half of your fees and rewards. So if I think about how much money I spend a year swapping tokens, it makes it very interesting. So I just wanted to call them out. So anyways, they need to be listed more places. Are they a dead project? Bird, I want to know what's going on here, man. All right, so let's look at the chart. I want to go check out their Twitter in a little bit. I want to see how active these guys are. There's nothing going on. What's the volume? Holy crap, that's a lot of volume. I mean, considering volume increase 40%. Yes, I am going to contact Altura, dude. I want to see what's going on here. It's just weird. Why is their fully diluted market cap so low after everything that happened? So it was at 40 cents. It dropped down to 1.3 cents. It happened with a lot. It happened with a lot of projects. Let's look at the chart. Here, let's look at the daily. I mean, it looks like it's kind of found it's still trying to find its bottom here. It really is. It's like the sell's not as intense and god awful, but here, but it's it seems to me like it's still trying to find its bottom. Yeah. Or did it double bottom today? Oh my god. It double bottomed today. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Look at that. Can't ignore that double bottom. All right, guys, I'm gonna reach out to this team and see if we can get them on the channel. That's an interesting double bottom. It really, really is. Before the craziness of this action, it looks like it had found its bottom, but it kind of looks like it was still kind of, yeah, I see nothing but lower highs. You see? Nothing but lower highs. Slight, but definitely still lower, right? There's one, a little lower, a little lower, a little lower. So it was still bottoming out. So the fact that we see this double bottom here with that big wick of sell action, that's why it had that 40% volume increase on the daily. You see this 40%? It was all sells. This is interesting, guys. This is very interesting. We need to add this. Okay, I'm gonna reach out to them. During the next bull run, how high can it get? Is it a dead project? What's going on? Why isn't it listed in more exchanges after all this time? You know, here, let's just look at a game. Let's look at a game that I know well because I was part of the seed round or the seed whatever. And they opened up the seed round to everyone. It wasn't because this was before I even had my YouTube channel. See, I just want you guys to get an idea of what a project that's actively doing a lot and trying to get out there, that's still play to earn, same niche. Look at how many exchanges they've been able to get on now. Okay, when I first covered them back in like January, and yes, I covered something that was part of the seed sale. I did announce as part of the seed sale, or pre-sale, whatever you want to call it, because they opened up to anyone. It was great. And it was at like, so it was at like the 0.0015. Like it was just incredibly cheap. I wish I would have invested a lot more. Look at all those exchanges. You see, now compare that to our friends over at Altura. They haven't been working as hard. They haven't been grinding as hard. So that's why I'm getting dead project vibes a little bit. I'm just worried, even though this one's kind of new, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let's reach out to them and try to figure that out. Okay. Which other one? Oh, Velas is next. And guys, keep them coming to the 11 people watching. Thanks so much for watching. I will try to do these more consistently and let you know what time so we can be more structured about this instead of just letting you know 2 minutes before I go live. All right, let's go check out Velas. Yeah, I know Velas, but I haven't looked at him forever. I think I'm going to see a depleted project, which is, you know, expected these days. Okay, so their fully diluted market cap is the same as their what is Velas? Is it a launch pad? I can't remember. What are these guys? Oh, it's a blockchain. No, it's the world's fastest EVM blockchain. Oh wow. I was thinking of something else. I don't know this asset. I've never looked at it. I can't remember what the other asset I was thinking of. It's some kind of launch pad. I can't remember. Velas pad or something. All right. Let's check this out. So circulating supply, not bad because fully diluted market cap is the same as the market cap. Let's look at its all-time high. Any hype on or Mina? Yeah, we'll talk about those. I know Mina a little bit. I've never heard of Alov. I do know Mina a little bit. Wow, it got up as high as like what, 50 some cents, about 55 cents. So it gets its all-time high. It's at almost an 18, 19x. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's look at the chart though. I mean, again, these little bitty, you know, VLX blockchains that almost no one's heard of. One of these takes off, man. This is how you can make the sick money, right? This, I mean, you're not going to make 100x off Ethereum. I'll tell you that much. God, it's funny how so many of these kind of have the same structure the last few weeks. Yeah, I was still very much trying to find its bottom before all this craziness, right? But maybe this was it. Maybe this was going to be the bottom if this FTT craziness doesn't happen at 3.4 cents. So now here we are at about 12% lower than that and still trying to find its footing. We don't know what the bottom is going to be. We have nothing to go off historically at all whatsoever. I mean, you're literally just guessing. There's no way that anyone would know. These are the all-time lows, and here we are. Today, you did it. Congratulations. You're at an all-time low. Congratulations, Velas. You did it. This is your all-time low. Interesting. What is the market cap? Only 72 million. I mean, these are the ones, though. These are the ones. If you're looking to diversify with some risky asset, you need assets. You need assets like this one. All right. Well, I'm going to add this to the research, find out more about it, see what's going on with it. Saint, yeah, man. Thank you for jumping on, and yeah, I'll definitely do more of these, man. Thanks for watching. Uh, gosh, you guys know so much about these projects. Ferrari NFT coming for Velas. Okay, so what is the VLX? I'm gonna have to add this one as well. All right, I'm gonna have to research this one. I mean, yeah, this could be a darling. I mean, it could, right? Um, yeah, they're on a bunch of major exchanges, so that's good, right? Barrier 10. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's on a lot of exchanges. Okay, I'm surprised I've never heard of it, but I definitely have never heard of it. Okay, so we're gonna have to add this to the do research list. The chart still looks really, really bad. We have no idea what the bottom will be. But come March, if we're still in the bear market, what is this going to be at? We know how high it's been, so we know that it could run pretty damn hard. So what kind of return is that going to give you, right? Yeah, I mean, gosh, it got up this high. Okay, so it got up this high, 64 cents, guys. 64 cents. Let's say it finds a bottom at, I don't know, 1 cent. That's a 64x if it gets the previous all-time high. And I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds stupid. I know I sound like a moon boy, but I'm telling you, I am telling you these things that happen in bull runs. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what their marketing looks like and all that good stuff. How active are they on Twitter? All that important stuff. But yeah, let's. This is going to be one to look at. So I added it to the list. I mean, yeah, if it keeps dropping and finds a bottom, it could be something to check out. So yeah, that was a good. That was a really good suggestion to look at it. All right, guys, what else? Aleph and Mina. Okay. Why is Mina popular? I know it's got a big market cap already, right? It's only, yeah, because it's a top 100 token, isn't it? 76, yeah, it's a top 100, and it's only a half a billion. Circuit and supply looks okay. Looks okay. Almost 90%. All time highs, $6. So right now you're getting it at 90% discount from the all time high. And I know it's going to be easy to buy just about any market. So yeah, let's look and see at what the chart looks like for Mina. It's still a relatively young asset, which is really good. You want to see that. Oh, look at that. The high was actually 667. So you're actually getting it at more of a 90% discount. Interesting. This, wow, it was really starting to do things before this craziness the last few days. You see, that's why you can't just assume that all alts look the same, right? Because this one does look a little better than some of the other ones, right? Especially before all the craziness. Okay. Mina is a privacy and small size blockchain. Okay. That's why I'm trying to figure out why it's popular. Yeah, it is popular though. And it's a top 100 coin, so it's legit. I wonder who's backing it. Hope it's not Alameda. No, it's not, because we would have seen it on that list, and I definitely didn't see it on that list. Okay. It's still trying to find its bottom, really. I mean, but it was really, really doing well the last few days before this craziness. I mean, it was before this craziness happened. I mean, it looked like it wanted to test this high right here of almost $1. But unfortunately, the FTX thing really got it. So I don't know. I mean, really, the FTX craziness really started 1, 2, 3, day 3. So I don't know if you can blame it for it. I hate to say it, but I think all it did was it was just going to print a lower high. That's it. That's it. It was just going to print a lower high. All right. And this low, I mean, is definitely a lot lower than any other low. I mean, yeah, it's just lower highs, lower lows. I don't think I can blame the FTX thing on it. I think this asset's just headed for more drawdown. And unfortunately, you cannot justify a buy anytime soon. You just can't. No way. And we have no idea. It's kind of like that whole AVAX issue, right? Why I don't like AVAX. I don't like AVAX as far as, a buy long term right now, just because of that. There's just no one knows the bottom. No one knows what the bottom is going to be. And if we're still in a bear market come March or April, what is that going to look like, right? What is that going to look like? I mean, if it had a drop, right here of almost $1 to this low right here of 51 cents, that's almost a 50% drawdown. 50% drawdown in just October 25th. And what, 3 months? 3.5 months? So where are we going to be? Can we get another 50% drawdown from here in the next 3.5 months? Absolutely, we could. So that would put it at 32 cents. So, what's really interesting is how this is not at all-time lows, right? But a few of the other ones that we've looked at, it's really at all-time lows, or was at all-time lows earlier today. So Mina is definitely showing a lot more strength than some of the other ones, but it should, right? It should, because it's a top 100 coin. All right, guys, I am going to wrap it up. I cannot believe I've been on for an hour and 42 minutes. But yeah, I will start trying to do these more often and have a certain time. I'd be curious to see if you guys prefer nighttime or nighttime later or earlier. I'd be kind of curious to see what time is best. And thank you so much for getting in. And we'll definitely do these more often. And this will be my go-to move. I just have to pick a time where I can be consistent with it. All right, guys. Well, stay safe out there, and let's see if these midterms do anything to the price action. All right, take care.